drones are you taking with you, Crimson?
Same as before, pretty much. We're heading to a war zone. He might load up with both the rotodrone and the, actually all of them. Just say all of them. Make it easy.
Yeah, no one's gonna blink about you pulling out something for actual warfare down here. Like even having that around Escondido itself probably would just ask you for, someone would just ask you to put it away at worst. It is literally a war zone. It is heavily armed.
His thoughts exactly, and he wants as many guns shooting away from him as possible.
Well, anyone that's going to, assuming that you split up or whatever, or follow the same thing and just look at the same tracks from different angles, any which way you have of making tracking rolls, go ahead and roll them.
How do you go about doing that?
Well, there is a tracking skill.
Ah, okay. That's the wisdom thing, maybe? Tracking.
Yes, Twitch is not outdoorsy.
Tracking would actually apply to vehicle tracks as well. I don't have a problem with it, I just didn't know. That's fine.
Well, Coyote sees nothing.
Go ahead and select my tiny ass token.
Actually, Coyote probably sees something going the exact wrong direction.
Well, he got a hit, so he might see something, but he also got a glitch, so there's something that goes wrong with him seeing something.
Got a straight up hit.
So did I, apparently.
Well, with your powers combined, you still all only got one hit apiece. You can manage to follow it enough to see that it goes around Escondido. There's some points where the car was leaking fuel, actually, and that's not too hard to track. But it seemed to stop somewhere, get fixed, and then drive off, and you lose the tracks just along a road in the middle of nowhere. That said, it is going south, not on the interstate. It's somewhere around here. And going south, basically almost along the water. There's no roads that way. Interstate 5's last get off is a good bit further north. So you don't know what could be going on with that. And this is dangerous area. This is there are actually people that live out here, not many, and most of them are like pirates that move further north to attack stuff and base out here, or just crazy ass toxic mages. So that is something to be really nervous about. But as for how he got after the car got all the way to the southern tip of that land, you don't know. There's just nothing there.
The drive down here take, Sean?
Going at a fair clip, we'll call it an hour and a half, so it's 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll go with 2 p.m.-ish.
Asking, I didn't know whether that would be worth allowing me to make a test to recover from stun damage, but if it's been 90 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead and you make like 4 tests, so maybe not 3 tests, I think.
Hour. And that's doing like, you know, light activity or, you know, just like sleeping, even like a forced nap. So I figured while I was sitting inside the passenger seat of Coyote's vehicle.
Yeah, it's just sitting around. As long as you're not doing anything strenuous, you can make the roll. So go ahead and give me, well, we'll say 2 of them. You spent some time tracking.
1. That takes care of my stun damage.
Yep.
Well, I'm not too sure we needed to track down TikTok anyway. They very well might not have known where the shapeshifter went, so I mean, I assume their role in the matter was finished whenever he got a hold of the target.
That's fair.
Being down here is dangerous enough. Going in their vague hand gesture into the the dangers of near Escondido, the inland, I don't think I would recommend to anyone.
You're actually currently a little bit south of Escondido. The last place you noticed the tracks or noticed a little bit of gas leak was south of Escondido along the water.
Allow me to rephrase. I don't think I'd recommend being anywhere around here. Motion to around to say to anyone.
I definitely agree with that.
So what's the next step?
That is the problem. I see no next step other than bowing out and admitting defeat, because we'll just leave him with the prize, so to speak. Or we do something really stupid and chase after him. I can send a drone up to see if I can track that way.
See, you weren't able to deduce where his tracks went?
Yeah, the car itself, I mean, they didn't seem to leave the car. You've got, apparently at one point when it got shot, it started leaking oil, and it patched it up somewhere near here. You traced it all the way down here from where it got off the interstate, and it seemed to stop here, leak a good bit.
Oh, the shapeshifter got in the same vehicle, the Teal Rover too?
No, the BMW. Okay. The BMW got shot.
Oh, okay.
The Teal Rover disappeared somewhere up north in
All right. I was confused. Okay. He went into this area and said, in that case, you can try to send your drone out there to track it. What's the color of the vehicle?
It's silver.
It might be difficult to spot on the, I assume, desert background.
Well, I mean, the drone does have magnification and enhancement, so That should help a little bit, but I don't know how it does. But it's
your drone might be able to pick off better where we left off, and or at the very least chart a relatively safe passage through here.
Right. Cody will definitely pull out the Optic X again, and he'll put it up there. He'll tell it to fly pretty high so it doesn't get pot-shotted at by anything that's around there, but to try to scope out, see if it can find the vehicle, see if it can find the girl's face with image recognition type thing. I think that would be able to be, I mean, something should be able to do that.
There's actually software for it.
For that, yeah. Well, then it doesn't have actual image recognition, but it has the following code, whatever that was, the shadowing. So that, I don't know if you need a face for that, but if not, he'll just have it try to find the, try to scan for the car and that type of thing.
Well, give me a, whatever the sensor plus, I think there's a skill soft for it, for the drone.
Would I be using, I think it's scan or something like that?
No, there's an auto soft for it. ClearSight, I think it's called.
That's right. Yeah, okay. So 4 plus, well, actually it'd be 3 for that. It's going to be 6.
This is visual, so if you have a boosted camera.
Right, I was just checking at that. He's got camera rating 2, so does that get added onto it?
It's only if it has vision enhancement.
It has that rating 3, so so that's plus that, so that would be 9.
That is enough to notice the car nearby. You actually only notice the glint of the trunk as a tarp was pulled out and thrown over it, and only the fact that the tarp has fallen away a little bit in one spot is allows you to see it.
All right, then. Oh, go ahead.
It's very close, actually. It's basically almost right on the tip of that little jutting piece of land. That little jutting piece of land, right about here.
Okay.
It's getting the drone just a little bit closer. You can see that it's no leak or anything. It's not leaking oil everywhere. It doesn't look like a leak reopened up, but the hood has some markings on it, like it caught fire or something.
Huh. Coyote will kind of grunt, and he'll pass along the pictures to Twitch and Truthsayer and say, well, found the vehicle, short ways away. It doesn't look like he'll be driving it anytime soon.
That's not that far from here. We should be able to actually get up there and see the vehicle with our own eyes.
Yeah, if I can suggest, maybe I unload this battle drone I have, medium battle drone, and send it up first to see what happens.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, and so he'll unload the And if Truthsayer wants to help, that's fine, but it shouldn't be too bad. They'll get the Doberman out, and they'll send the Doberman ahead. Yeah, the speed is 75 kilometers per hour, so it can go at a decent clip, so they can follow like a half a kilometer behind or something like that.
Well, the drone approaches without incident. It I don't think it has any claws or anything, but you can probably get the cover off with just butting the thing. Looking around the outside, it doesn't seem to have major damage done, except for a few bullet holes and the front of it having appeared to have caught fire.
Truthsayer will definitely, that's worth getting out and walking to the vehicle itself. Before I do any sort of like meat world perception, I definitely want to flip to astral perception just to make sure that we're the only three auras here other than the Gaia sphere itself.
All you see is the glow of the earth and the signatures, the auras of your comrades at the moment. Nothing else seems to really be living here.
Okay.
Like, at all. It's really dead.
Alright. Alright. I just wanted to make sure about that. No spirits linger around in that case. So I'll flip back to meat world perception and well, then I suppose go about the process of studying like both the exterior and the interior of the vehicle itself, seeing as how the vehicle broke down. Maybe the girl left behind a memento of her just to make sure that we know for certain that she was still in the vehicle at this point in time. There wasn't another exchange. Maybe she had to be dragged or carried, and along the way she left behind like a ribbon or a piece of her clothing or some other belonging of hers. Maybe the shapeshifter, in his frustration with events, left behind some sort of obvious clue or turned into a goddamn jaguar and started running and I could find paw prints, or, you know, maybe in the car there's like a candy wrapper and a receipt or an address saying, I live here, LOL, come visit me. Okay, thanks, bye. You know, just take a look around. If I can open the car, then, you know, take a peek, look inside my head, stuff like that.
Well, they didn't even bother to lock the doors. It's pulling out the black box. You can find out what happened fairly easily. It ran out of oil when it got shot. He kept driving. Something or another happened that the black box doesn't track everything, and the entire thing burst into flames.
Whether he had a pickup, and maybe there's another set of vehicle tire tracks near here that would have him getting another vehicle pickup, or he hoofed it the rest of the way, or shapeshifted and carried his prize in his mouth. I don't know. Whatever the hell shapeshifters do. Just observing in detail.
Looking around, it's not hard to pick out the tracks that lead south down to his down to the water. That said, once it hits the water, there's not exactly a lot of tracks left. It looks like something beached, something small, something two-seater. And then drove off. Go ahead and give me a perception roll, everyone.
An off day. After my 7 hits earlier.
You have worn out your eyes.
And this is just a roll for my eyes, right?
Yeah, visual perception.
Cool. Just making sure that my microphones and cameras won't come into it.
Well, Coyote
Crimson,
notices.
fucking 5 hits with 7 dice. That's awesome.
That is. Notices just barely a couple of bullets sinking into the ground. There's really nothing to notice except for the bullet holes themselves, and the dirt around it just sort of fell into the hole. You only notice it really by just dumb luck. I mean, you're looking around from the water looking for, is there anything important? You look over, you see just these little tiny holes. You stick your finger in it, and then you find the bullets themselves. Rifle bullets. Can't really tell make and model except, well, rifle. It's larger caliber. They're a bit deformed, so it's hard to tell one model from the other.
Yeah, well, Coyote will go, he'll point it out to the rest, and he'll dig one up and, try to figure out what he can. It's a rifle round of some sort. And he'll tell everyone such.
You also all notice there are 2 sets of footprints headed towards the water. One about the girl's size. The other about a grown man's size.
Like he got water extraction here then, which Trusair then looks out onto the shore. That's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, what do you make of these bullets? I mean, if it was a peaceful extraction, why are there bullets in the sand?
Well, I mean, look at where we are.
And Trusair strikes. It's possible, and I'm just hypothesizing here, that he might have, or it might have gotten shot, hence the bullet holes inside, well, affecting the vehicle itself, and it's possible that it does not have a difficult time extracting those bullets from itself, given the fact that it can change form. I don't suppose, looking back at the vehicle, I was hoping for the perception check. That's why I did for that. If I see like any blood or something in the driver's seat.
Oh, just a quick thing. I thought those bullets were ones that had been fired into the sand and they'd fallen into it, like they were an inch or two into the sand. Is that wrong?
Yeah, there were some that were fired in this location somewhere. There are actual bullet holes in the sand.
Right.
If there's bullet holes in the sand with, like, were the bullets facing, like, the tip down? Or did they come in from the side into, like, a dune or something?
They came in from the side from dune, like they were shot from somewhere on the water.
Right, that's what Coyote was getting at. That maybe it wasn't a peaceful extraction. Maybe they stole transportation. Not that that helps, but, maybe.
So it looks like someone on the water shot at them while they were boarding some kind of two-seater Sea-Doo or something. Something that's small and maybe not fast, but cheap and portable. You can't really tell. One thing you do make note of is you can't really tell how long they were here. It doesn't. You can't tell if he stashed it here and planned to ride across, or if it was sort of, hey, maybe I'm gonna call a Sea-Doo now that my car's blown up. That's just, you can't. There's no way to figure that out.
Looks to me like it's a completed extraction. I don't know if there's anything more to say here.
No, the only thing is that if there are bullet holes, maybe their extraction vehicle was damaged and we could run a search. We don't even know what it looks like, so I don't know where to begin. But could see if there's anything nearby on the coast. But other than that, yeah, I think we're at a dead end.
Well, there is one object nearby that may have caught the what happened. The car itself.
Sure. I mean, if it records what it picks up, that's something I would normally disable, but I don't know, the Jaguar wasn't exactly careful, was he?
There's a standard camera that comes in the front of these like packaged vehicles with the vehicle sensors, so quite possible that it definitely did capture it. I mean, you know, especially if it's not a vehicle that he got custom. It was just like a vehicle that he just picked up. I mean, who the hell would have thought that he would have been followed out all the way this far? I don't suppose there is any sort of like blood or sort of residue that Trusair can see in the driver's side of the vehicle, is there?
No, there's no blood you can see anywhere. Doesn't look like he was shot. Actually, examining the car closer, it does have bulletproof material in the door. And the rest of the car.
That idea to try to track him with that. Oh well. In that case, yeah, you can, Coyote can attempt to sort of, I suppose, study the black box, learn the secrets of the Rubik's Cube, and see if it actually did capture what transpired with its front camera. Or rear camera.
Coyote will do that, and he's actually going to see if the damage to the car is anything that he can repair using his field workshop.
The damage isn't going to be repaired anytime soon. The entire engine burst into flames and got scorched, and it looks like if he tried to put it out, he didn't try very hard because it's roasted.
Gotcha. I didn't figure, but you know, it's something Coyote would have checked first.
Searching the black box, you can find the information fairly well. You don't even need to make a roll for it. It's just sort of going through and looking for it. And yeah, it still records everything. It's not that uncommon, and some people do leave it on. I mean, most Shadowrunners, probably a good idea to turn it off. Maybe he didn't think about it. Maybe he just didn't care.
All right, so Coyote will study the data, see if it picked up what the heck happened down at the water line.
You see on two Sea-Doos, each of the two Sea-Doos, guys like dressed like this, wearing gas masks, punks, and carrying assault rifles, driving by and shooting after the Jaguar waits for half hour or so for a Sea-Doo to drive up, find the Sea. Okay, sorry. After the car bursts into flames, about half hour passes, and then a Sea-Doo drives up just by itself. Jaguar jumps on with a girl, and then got two more Sea-Doos shows up, each having two guys dressed like this who shoot at them. Then all 6 of the individuals and 3 Sea-Doos drive off.
So the two Sea-Doos looked like they were in pursuit of the one Sea-Doo?
Yes, the 2 Sea-Doos, the 4 guys, the 4 punks with assault rifles, were chasing the Jaguar shapeshifter and girl. They were originally chasing the Sea-Doo driving around by itself.
Huh. Interesting. Coyote will pass this along while he mulls over what the heck that means.